it going, you guys? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Maddison Hill, and yes, it's time for another Pop Off with Maddison. For today's Pop Off, I'm gonna be filling you guys in on the cherry on top when it comes to all of this drama that's been going down with Scott Disick, Amelia Hamlin, and Kourtney Kardashian. First up, we now know Scott Disick's reaction to getting dumped by Amelia Hamlin, and let's just say he's reportedly not sweating it because he apparently thinks that the relationship still has a chance. I'm gonna go out on a limb here and say that Scott Disick is being a little naive because we also have this new report from Us magazine that revealed Lisa Rinna, aka Amelia's mom, did play a pretty big part in their breakup. And you know what? When mama plays a part in the breakup, I feel like 9 times out of 10 it's gonna stick. But again, that's just me. Plus, on top of all of that, we've also learned that Kourtney Kardashian has absolutely no sympathy for Scott while he's been going through this breakup. She actually isn't even reportedly surprised that this breakup happened, and apparently neither is Scott's ex, Sofia Richie. In fact, we've even learned that Sofia Richie actually sympathizes with Amelia Hamlin. So yeah, clearly you can see that the women in Scott's life are really starting to turn on him, and if you were wondering how Amelia Hamlin is doing, well, she's at New York Fashion Week. She spoke to E! News, and let me just tell you, it really sounds like Scott Disick is the furthest thing from her mind. I'm telling you guys, this is some piping hot tea that we get to get into, and I know some of you have been struggling a little bit with the influx of Kar Jenner tea this week, but this is just too good not to share with you guys, and you know that when other piping hot tea happens with other celebs, I will obviously be sitting right here and be the first one to tell you about it, but this week, I just know there has been a lot of Kar Jenner tea, but it's a lot of piping hot Kar Jenner tea, and especially with all these updates, I just couldn't resist talking to you guys about it. So with that being said, you guys can always check out my Britney Spears video from yesterday, check out my YouTube shorts, and of course, come Monday, you never know what celeb tea can happen. All right, you guys, now with that being said, I know it's Friday, I know your time is precious, so let's not waste any more time and get to unwrapping these Scott Disick, Amelia Hamlin, Kourtney Kardashian, and Sofia Richie facts. Okay, so as you all know by now, Scott Disick has been in the midst of some serious drama ever since he decided to press send on that alleged DM that he sent to Eunice Benjamin, where he was talking ish on Kourtney Kardashian and Travis Barker's PDA in Italy. And if you've been following my channel this week, you know that ever since Scott Disick decided to press send on that alleged DM, excuse my French, but has really hit the fan. Not only did Kourtney Kardashian and Travis Barker both subtly respond on social media, but we also heard that that alleged DM did not help Kourtney and Scott's already strained relationship. And while yes, several reports said that Kourtney laughed off Scott's rude comments, and according to this new report from Hollywood Life, Travis isn't threatened by Scott at all, still the drama has been absolutely non-stop since Scott Disick sent that alleged DM. For example, earlier this week we learned that Scott Disick's 21-year-old girlfriend, Amelia Hamlin, gave him the boot and dumped his you-know-what after he sent this alleged DM about Kourtney and Travis. According to a source who spoke to E! News, Amelia was absolutely not pleased with that alleged DM, and she reportedly made sure she let Scott know it. Plus, we also heard that Amelia felt like that DM showed that Scott Disick still has feelings for Kourtney. And now on to that fresh tea, as we are finally hearing how Scott Disick feels about the breakup. Thanks to this new report from Hollywood Life, we've learned that Scott Disick believes that while his relationship might be over for now, it's not over forever. As this Hollywood Life source said that Scott, quote, often goes through a handful of breakups before it's official, and he feels that him and Amelia still have some unfinished business. This insider went on to say that Scott thinks there's a chance he can fix their relationship, saying, quote, in Scott's perspective, there is still a pulse. This source then went on to end their insider info saying that Scott feels there's a chance they can work again, and quote, whether or not that happens clearly leans on Amelia's feelings, duh, but Scott's feelings are that he will get her back and no one can tell him differently. Well, not to rain on Scott Disick's parade or anything, but I feel like Amelia's mom, aka Real Housewives of Beverly Hills star Lisa Rinna, might throw a little wrench into that plan. Because according to this new report from Us magazine, she reportedly played a major role in their breakup. As this Us magazine source said, the breakup, quote, had a lot to do with how her mom felt about him. She was never a fan. This Us magazine source then went on to clarify that Lisa Rinna wasn't the sole reason for the breakup. As the source said, quote, Amelia felt the relationship was toxic, so she broke up with him. Yikes. I mean, I feel like when the words toxic and not mom approved are thrown around, your relationship really doesn't have a pulse, but whatever, Scott Disick. I'll let you think whatever you want to think. But in the meantime, I hope that Scott Disick doesn't have any plans to turn to Kourtney Kardashian for any form of support, because according to this new report from In Touch Weekly, a source shared that Kourtney has absolutely, quote, no sympathy for Scott Disick right now. This In Touch Weekly source then went on to say that Kourtney could, quote, care less that Scott was dumped, as she is preoccupied with her own relationship. Which I'm not gonna lie to you guys, guys, that definitely sounds accurate considering a source told E! News that while Kourtney didn't mind Amelia, she knew that her and Scott wouldn't last. This E! News source went on to say that who Scott dates is not Kourtney's problem. Her only concern is that he's the best dad he can be. Now, that brings us to my personal favorite part of today's tea. Just like Kourtney Kardashian isn't giving Scott any sympathy and wasn't surprised by his breakup, apparently his ex Sofia Richie also feels the same way. In a new report from Life and Style magazine, a source shared that Sofia had an inkling Scott's relationship with Amelia wouldn't last, saying, quote, Sofia could tell Scott carried a torch for Kourtney, which is one of the reasons they broke up. She's really not shocked that once again he has messed up his relationship over Kourtney. And while yes, Sofia Richie could clearly care less about Scott Disick, we did learn in this new report from Hollywood Life that she does actually sympathize with his ex, Amelia Hamlin. As this Hollywood Life source said, quote, Sofia was always cool with Kourtney and made every effort to bond with her, but in the back of her mind, she had her suspicions. This source went on to say, quote, Sofia has a friendly relationship with Amelia and has friends who run in the same circle, so she totally sympathizes with her. But you know what the real kicker is? Well, Scott Disick's ego is just hanging on by a freaking thread. Amelia Hamlin is reportedly killing it at Fashion Week, and it doesn't sound like she's thinking about Scott at all. Amelia Hamlin sat down with E! News in the midst of the craziness that is New York Fashion Week and talked about how much fun she's having working and being around everyone again, and she also mentioned how grateful she is to be there. Now, in all of that, although Amelia didn't come out and say it, I feel like she was pretty much saying, I'm happy to be here at New York Fashion Week. I'm not thinking about my breakup with Scott Disick at all. Again, that might just be my interpretation of what Amelia Hamlin had to say. I know she didn't come out and say she wasn't thinking of Scott Disick, but in my mind, that's what I'm hearing. All right, you guys, I have so many thoughts about all of this, plus it's Friday, so let's not waste any more time, make this pop off official, and get to that shambong. So first of all, can we talk about Scott Disick's reaction to the breakup? Because I mean, the nerve. You guys know I have said time and time again that I feel like Scott Disick definitely has a big ego, but honestly, I feel like his ego is bigger than even I previously thought. Because the fact he thinks that him and Amelia's relationship still has a chance after he was caught red-handed caring about his ex, his relationship was referred to as toxic, and he knows that her mom hates him. I mean, wow. It is absolutely mind-boggling to me that he thinks that he can still win Amelia back at this point. And you know what? I'm just gonna say, I really hope that Amelia Hamlin actually sticks to her guns on this breakup and she does not let Scott Disick back into her life, because I'm not gonna lie to you guys, if she does get back together with Scott Disick, I feel like I'm gonna be severely disappointed. And clearly, it doesn't sound like I would be alone in that. It sounds like Amelia's parents feel the same way, especially her mom, Lisa Rinna. I mean, let's not beat around the bush here. Lisa Rinna has definitely made her disapproval of Scott Disick very clear. Not only did she mention it on Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, but if you guys remember, when the breakup was announced, she actually was seen commenting on a fan post with a smiley face. So I feel like Lisa Rinna is probably going to do everything in her mom power to make sure that her daughter does not accept Scott Disick back into her life. And honestly, I'm here for it. I just see that as her trying to be a good mom. And personally speaking, I know if my mom didn't like somebody I was dating, it would not even be 2 seconds before I kicked that guy to the curb. I'm telling you, I wouldn't even need a leaked DM to do it. If you don't have mom's stamp of approval, it's an automatic no. And while I think Amelia Hamlin tried to pretend like that wasn't important to her, obviously in the end, Lisa Rinna's opinion trumped Scott Disick. Again, just my own opinion. Now, as far as those reports about Kourtney Kardashian not having any sympathy for Scott Disick, I mean, I agree. I don't think she should have any sympathy for Scott Disick. No, I think one of the most frustrating things about Scott is that he's all about the double standard. You know, when he's in a relationship, PDA is absolutely okay. But when Kourtney Kardashian gets in a relationship and shows PDA, oh my God, we've got to look out for the kids. Again, I don't necessarily disagree with him on that. You guys know I've said I personally wouldn't want my children to see me doing what Kourtney and Travis have been doing. But again, I think that Scott Disick needs to keep that same energy he has towards Kourtney or himself. For example, don't get mad at Kourtney and Travis for showing PDA in Italy when just a few months before you were posting a basically naked photo of your 21-year-old girlfriend on your Instagram story. You can't be mad at them when you were doing the same thing. I just want Scott Disick to keep the same energy. I do love though, and like I mentioned earlier, that we got to hear Sofia Richie weigh in on this whole situation, because you know she has to be sitting back and, just in the words of Selena Gomez, happy that she dodged a bullet. Because as we heard, the fact that Scott Disick clearly still has feelings for Kourtney Kardashian definitely played a role in their breakup. I'm sure she was happy to see that, okay, this wasn't just me. He started dating someone else and Kourtney still is influencing his life heavily. So therefore, there was nothing she could have done to save that relationship. There was nothing she could have done to change the outcome of that relationship. And I'm sure now she's just sitting back being like, oh, I'm so happy I'm not involved in that mess anymore. I mean, nobody knows that situation like Sofia Richie, and I also love the fact that we got that report about her sympathizing with Amelia, and honestly, I would just really love to see Amelia and Sofia hang out, go get lunch, and if you throw in Kourtney Kardashian in there, oh, that would really be an amazing story. And you guys, as far as where we go from here, I like to think that after this week, the drama is gonna slow down and it's gonna start to fizzle out when it comes to Scott and Amelia and Scott and Kourtney and Travis. But honestly, I'm not so sure that's gonna happen because with Scott thinking that he can get Amelia back and Kourtney and Travis clearly still being absolutely obsessed with one another, I feel like the drama is definitely gonna keep coming. I feel like it might even get worse. And you know, when that does happen, I will be sitting right here to fill you guys in on it. All right, you guys, that is all I have for you on this Friday. I want to hear your thoughts on all of this drama with Scott Disick and Amelia Hamlin, Scott Disick and Kourtney Kardashian, Sofia Richie, all of it. Let out all your thoughts and feels down below. While you guys are at it, please give this video a thumbs up. Please make sure you hit that subscribe button and please don't forget that notification bell. You guys also, if you could please share this video and share my YouTube channel with your friends, family, whoever you love in your life. That way we can keep growing the House of Hill. You know, it's always more fun when we have more people to talk to. So I'd really appreciate it if you guys shared this video as well. For more content, you guys can also check out my Instagram and my TikTok, and please don't forget to keep coming back to my channel to check out my YouTube shorts. You guys can also find all of my merch at my merch store at houseofhill.com. And on that note, I'll see you guys next time. Bye!